Really? You guys really wanted me to make a video about this? Well, I mean, I guess it was no surprise I was going to make it eventually, since it was recommended in the comments. And for a while I thought, why the heck would I do this? I mean, Castle Crashers is a totally different game from Dungeon Defenders, and then I played both games and I realized there is actually a similarity, which I thought, you know what? It's taken me a while to make this video, but I thought I would talk about that actual similarity that maybe people sort of noticed, but maybe already noticed or didn't notice at all. At least I was one of those people that were the did not notice category, so I apologize if I haven't made the video in a long time. Regardless, this is Castle Crashers versus Dungeon Defenders. And what a good way to start with a game that I actually do know a lot about, which is Castle Crashers. I remember playing this game a lot when I was younger, and when I had my Xbox, it was one of the first games I ever downloaded. I would play hours upon hours on this game, and now that it's available on Steam, I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy it anyway and play it. And my views are mainly positive. So what I want to say about the game is that it's not your typical hack and slash game. It's pretty much straightforward that you have to attack a lot of enemies, there's a couple of bosses, it's completely ridiculous, and for a 2D platforming game, it is one of the strangely funniest games ever, even though there's not even a sense of noise or sound coming from any of our main protagonists. Which is one of my pros, because these guys have been getting so much cult following. It's pretty awesome, actually. And they're cool. There's differences between the Green Knight, the Red Knight, the Blue Knight, the Orange Knight. There's even other characters you unlock throughout the game, and they're all really awesome. And that's something that I really like about it. It's also very addictive. It's not your typical type of hack and slash game, like I said before. You know, you have different type of combinations that you unlock when you level up, etc. But also you can create combinations of your own and try different techniques. For instance, before on the Xbox, I would always do this, like, I would just continuously just press A because it does this little helicopter jumping effect. But I noticed that I could do other combinations when I actually replayed it again, the first couple of levels of Castle Crashers, and I noticed that you could do actually a lot more, which is really cool. And then I come to my cons, which is that the PC version is nowhere near as good as the Xbox version, for one little reason. You need to really use a controller to play on the PC version. It is so difficult to play this game with a keyboard. I struggled for I don't know, not hours, but for a long time just to properly do the first level, and I just could barely do it. I mean, look, here's me dying again and again, and you don't want to see the other times of me dying so many times. It's just ridiculous. I kind of thought, you know, that this was an issue, but then once they actually put it in the main title screen that you must be recommended to use a Xbox controller, I thought, yeah, that pretty much summarizes its main con. Then again, this is just a con. It's not the thing that ruins it completely. The PC version is identical to the Xbox version. It's just, would you go and buy a controller and then put it for your Steam game? Some people would, but I know I definitely wouldn't, but that's just my opinion. And again, it's just one person's opinion. I still love Castle Crashers, it's one of my favorite games. So, to compare it to Dungeon Defenders, which is a totally different game, well, I don't know what to think about Dungeon Defenders. I like it, don't get me wrong. I think the gameplay is fun and the concept is really great. It's a bit like tower defense, except it isn't. You know, it's you with other players having fun defending this crystal and making sure enemies don't come in. Pretty simple concept. Yeah, there's another thing that I just noted. Both Castle Crashers and Dungeon Defenders have very simple concepts, but very complex type of, not gameplay, but things that you could do to your character that can make it more complex or easier. That's what I really like about Dungeon Defenders. There is a lot of things you can do. You can upgrade your health, your strength, and all kinds of stuff. Castle Crashers also had that. I feel it's a bit better in Dungeon Defenders because I actually felt that impact. There is a con, though, with Dungeon Defenders, and it's something that I don't know if I'm the only one that experiences or finds it tedious, and that's speed. Yeah, everything feels slow. Even the combat has a little bit of this weird floaty feel. but the worst is when you're actually walking. Castle Crashers, you're actually walking quite quickly. Dungeon Defenders, you walk really slowly. And even when you do upgrade your hero's speed, it's not 100% perfect. Just take a look at this. Are we at the crystal yet? We're not at the crystal yet. I got nothing. So yeah, that's basically Dungeon Defender's main problem. So, what do I think of both games? Well, I love both of them actually. Yeah, I can't actually give a winner per se. I guess I would say Castle Crashers because I knew that a little longer, but both games are really awesome. Unlike Roblox or Blockland, both games were just way too flawed, and when I mean by flawed, they were just really flawed. Dungeon Defenders and Castle Crashers were awesome, and even to this day, I still play it. They're a lot of fun, but I definitely want to reiterate what their big similarity is, and that's that they're better playing with co-op. They're more fun, they're more entertaining. The gameplay you see right now is just me playing locally, but if you play with others, with your friends, or someone online on Steam, you're gonna have so much more fun. It's far more entertaining, and I guess I understand now why that comment was made that I should make a versus video, because really, which is a better co-op experience? I would say Castle Crashers because it actually does force you to actually have a co-op friend, but Dungeon Defenders is far more social, it's far more approachable, and it's just likable in general. So like I said, I'm kind of split. I don't know whether I like it or not, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is better, Castle Crashers or Dungeon Defenders? Let me know in the comments below and tell me what you feel. Until then, I'm Willem, and I'll see you next time. This was Castle Crashers versus Dungeon Defenders. I reiterated myself twice there.
Don't worry. I just said that you just don't shoot in the stomach, otherwise all these dicks come out. And I'm just so elegant in my descriptions of things. If I don't describe something as a dick, I'll describe it as something else. Oh my god!